Jung called these psychological complexes formed from childhood traumas or past wounds. They don't vanish. They hide in behaviors, words, and choices you think are random, but are expressions of wounds demanding to be seen and healed. Imagine two women entering a party. One glides in like a cool breeze, not trying to draw attention, yet you can't take your eyes off her. Her eyes speak with stillness. Her posture says, "I am here." The other is equally beautiful, striking, but slightly tense. Her eyes dart, scanning who's watching. Her laugh is a bit loud, as if craving notice. You may not name the feeling, but you sense it. One is present, the other is performing. A woman in goddess energy doesn't control the situation, she feels it. She doesn't try to lead others, but her presence makes them slow down. In Jungian terms, she has begun the individuation process, the reunion of ego and self, light and shadow. She's no longer a victim of archetypes but lives with them consciously. Conversely, a woman in wound energy is often hijacked by unintegrated archetypes, perhaps the shadow, causing her to overreact to what she hates in others because it's what she can't accept in herself. Or an immature anima, trapping her in fantasies of a savior-like love, seeking a partner as a psychological rescuer. These women often repeat patterns, loving the wrong people, overworking, feeling easily hurt, yet always blaming themselves for being too weak. But that's not the truth. They're simply living from their wounds instead of their self. In Christianity, the Virgin Mary is a profound archetype of a woman in goddess energy. She holds no political power, doesn't use words to influence, yet her presence radiates inner strength. Mary embodies acceptance, absolute trust in divine will, listening to the angel without panic or resistance, and embracing her mission with quiet resolve. Compare this to Eve, the first woman, who is also worth contemplating. Eve isn't bad, but she's a classic symbol of a woman led by wound and unconscious desire. She listens to the serpent, a timeless symbol of the unintegrated unconscious, acting not from conscious choice, but from an unclear complex of power, curiosity, and a desire to transcend limits. That act leads her and humanity into a state of fall, as Jung explained. When the shadow is denied, it controls you from within. If you've ever noticed yourself acting not because you want to, but because you fear being left behind, pause. Write that moment down, in words, thoughts, or a comment below, as a marker for the journey of choosing to live from yourself, not your wounds. The most important thing is, no one is born in a goddess state. No one is perfect, always present, always radiating positive energy. Everyone has wounds, shadows. The difference lies in your choice. Jung said, "The sole purpose of human existence is to kindle a light in the darkness of mere being." A woman in goddess energy doesn't deny her darkness. She embraces it, understands it, and transforms it into strength. She doesn't need to prove she loves herself because she treats herself like the person she loves most. From the way she speaks to herself each morning, to the way she doesn't blame herself for feeling tired. From the way she sets clear boundaries, to the way she doesn't abandon herself just because others do. Number 3. Jungian psychology on confidence. If goddess energy is the state of a woman who has transcended her wounds, then confidence is the light reflected from that journey. In Carl Jung's perspective, confidence isn't the hollow repetition of positive affirmations, a straightened posture, or a calculated smile. It is the inevitable outcome of a soul that has found its center. It isn't forged, it is awakened from within. Building on the previous section, where we distinguished between a woman acting from her wounds and one living from herself, we now delve deeper into something Jung alluded to throughout his work. True confidence cannot exist if the ego has not confronted its shadow, if the journey of individuation has not begun. and if the unconscious still controls us from behind the scenes. Imagine a mighty tree. What we see, its trunk, canopy and fruits, is merely the surface. Its true vitality lies in its roots. A confident woman is like a tree with roots sunk deep into the soil of her soul. Those roots are self-understanding, the acceptance of both light and shadow, and the courage to no longer fear herself. Because of this, she doesn't need to convince others of her worth. She already believes in it. In Jungian psychology, true confidence only emerges when the ego no longer strains to hide wounds. An immature ego constantly seeks to project a perfect, flawless image, leading to performing, straining to display something that doesn't align with the inner self. In those moments, you become tense, easily triggered by the slightest remarks. A casual comment from someone else can shatter you. That isn't confidence, it's defensiveness disguised as confidence. And it's so fragile that a single strange glance can make you waver. Jung pointed out that true strength comes only when we dare to descend into the depths of our soul, where repressed memories, unnamed complexes, and unacknowledged shadows reside. It is this descent that opens the door to ascent. True confidence doesn't lie in external light, but in the ability to step into the darkness without losing your way. Perhaps this is a moment to pause, not to analyze or react, but to feel what is your body telling you as you read this. You might see a sharp, successful, admired woman, but when alone, she cannot bear her silence. Like a magnificent building without a foundation, a single tremor can shake everything. In contrast, a truly confident woman, even if she has failed or lost her way, uses those experiences to gain a deeper understanding of herself and heal more authentically. Jung called this process individuation, the journey where the ego navigates the personal unconscious, confronts the shadow, and reunites with the true self. When this happens, the ego isn't erased, it is placed in its rightful role, no longer a domineering master, but an honest representative of the inner world. From this, confidence arises, not as a mask, but as natural breath. Carl Jung once said, "You are what you do, not what you say you'll do." This seemingly simple statement holds a fundamental truth about human psychology. Trust in oneself doesn't come from theory, but from repeated behavior. No mystical ritual will make you wake up with unwavering self-belief. No positive affirmation is powerful enough without concrete action. Inner trust or self-trust is built when there is consistency between what you say you'll do and what you do. In psychology, this concept relates to inner integrity, where a person feels that their mental system, from intentions and emotions to behaviors, is in alignment rather than in conflict. When you say, "I'll start waking up early tomorrow," but hit snooze again the next day, your mind registers this inconsistency, not as a mere failure and move on, but deeper. Your unconscious begins to doubt your words. If repeated, this process becomes a form of unconscious learning, learned unreliability. It's like a child growing up with parents who break promises. Over time, they stop believing in any commitments, even their own. When you repeatedly fail to follow through on promises to yourself, your body and mind stop expecting. Your intuition stops whispering. You lose motivation because you no longer trust your inner voice. Conversely, every time you keep your word, no matter how small, completing a workout, drinking enough water, not texting someone unworthy, you rebuild an inner bond of trust. The wonder is that your mind registers this immediately. Behavioral studies show that repeated actions create new neural pathways, reinforcing a sense of control and consistency. When you consistently follow through, you gradually feel, "I control my life," fostering inner safety and ultimately confidence. True confidence, therefore, doesn't arise from external validation, but from the assurance that you won't betray yourself. You don't need others to believe in you, praise you, or acknowledge you. You only need to know